Hi everyone, here at Indian Hammocks Park today, and today I am making a video because I received the results to my DNA test. I was going to do this in my house, however, because of the lack of privacy I can get in my house sometimes is sometimes obscure. I decided to do it here in the park. So I'll be going over the results, and I also will be doing it, let's see here, in there. See, I've been there once before, and it was like cozy, but it's grown so much since the last time I've been here. So should have done this with a dual camera. Let's see here. There we go. So we're gonna go in there again. Hopefully it's still habitable and we don't find any strange situations in there. But wow, this has grown so much since the last time I visited it. Alright, here we go. Alright. And off the bat, I'm not sure, are those spiders? Yep, spiders. Spider webs. Okay, we can rebuild those. Ooh, there's a branch. Alright, but the chairs are still here, which is pretty nice. And, let's see, but there's so much more branches. Jesus Christ. So we're doing splits and shit. Alright. But we made it. And we're here. Alright, as you can see, this has changed a whole lot from when we last were here. So yeah. Hi everyone, we have reached our destination here in the park. And today, like I mentioned earlier, we will be discussing the DNA results that I've received from Ancestry.com. Ancestry.com is a website where they take saliva samples from different people across the world, and basically they return the samples in order for them to isolate the DNA and compare it to the DNA sample pool that they have accumulated over the past couple of years since the internet began. And you know, they have been doing it for quite some time, so their sample pool is relatively large, and therefore they're able to compare it to many different DNA samples to provide a more accurate reading. So just a little bit of history with on my family history. I have always known that my parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and great-great-grandparents have been from Chile. So, you know, finding, you know, some form of Chilean trace in my DNA was not surprising. I am from Chile, and I came here to the United States when I was 3. And as a result of me coming here because my mother fell in love with someone from the United States, I have lived here pretty much all my life. But this is the first time I've ever been here, and probably the first time my DNA has ever been here. So basically, there were some surprises in the DNA. I was expecting, you know, certain things, and as I expected is how I received my DNA results. However, there were some other things on there that were a little bit, you know, interesting to say the least, because it really changes the story in my head of how I thought about myself. You know, all of my life, people have tried to guess where I'm from. You know, they have guessed Colombia, Italy, Nicaragua, Cuban, you name it. I've probably been guessed that I'm from there, and they've all been wrong. There's only been one person in my entire life who I remember like the back of my hand and where she works, that has guessed my actual, ethnicity and where I'm from. And in any case, we're going to go ahead and talk about the actual results now. You're going to see a picture of the results in just a bit, and so you can kind of just see what I'm looking at. You're going to see a picture of a map. The shaded regions there, which is the Chilean region, the region of North and South America, Iberia, and Italy and Greece have all been shaded in. According to my percentages, my Native American background is the most dominant. Again, we've been in Chile for the past several hundred years, and right now it's dating to 38% Native American, probably from the Andean region, since that's where majority of my relatives are from. The second a percentage there that you saw was Iberian Peninsula. Now, if you do not know, Iberia is the peninsula of Spain and Portugal. Spain and Portugal are the two countries that are dominantly taking over that Iberian Peninsula. And then we have the European, the South European from Italy and Greece. Now, Ancestry.com separates the different European aspects of their results, and as far as, so if we go into the low confidence regions, you're going to see that these low confidence regions do have a particular small percentages that do add up to my general makeup if we look at it from a continental point of view. The first one that I see there is the Caucasus. Now, for the Caucasus, those are the Georgians and the Armenians. I didn't know that I had any type of Georgian or Armenian, blood. It's only 3%, so it's a small makeup of it, but it is significant enough to have and to mention that it is important to kind of know the small details as well when it comes to the actual makeup of your DNA. The other percentage that I got there, 3% Middle East. So there's, there is a chance that I may be related to Jesus Christ, which is important in the, when everything is said and done. But I'm not relying on that, on my DNA to make sure that I have that type of connection with Jesus Christ. And then if we go a little bit further, you're going to see that there's a 2% European Jewish. That's probably why I'm so strict with, spiritual law. It's probably those Jewish people that are probably inspiring me to be so disciplined when it comes to how I carry myself or how I abide by some type of spirituality, and how I believe in the spirituality. What I also see here is 2% of Great Britain. Probably the Netherlands region is what I'm thinking. They have an Argentinian queen. I guess Latinos would be attracted to go there as opposed to anywhere else in Great Britain. So it actually would make sense that I would have a little bit of that, at least traces of that in my DNA. And then we have 1% in Finland and North Russia. That's, that 1% of Finland is you know, probably someone with red hair and blue eyes. See, my beard has red hair in it. I don't know if you can see it if you really look closely. And so it would not surprise me if, you know, I have traces of those particular people in me. But other than that, we have then the very last one, which is 1% African North, and I'm thinking Algeria, and it's because it's probably the one that's highlighted the most. 8 places there are like Morocco. I say Algeria because it's the one that gets most of my attention, as opposed to the other places that the actual website mentions. So if we look at the map, I mean, I am a little bit taken back by the simplicity of it. I ended up having lots of fourth cousins on the actual website, so it looks like I have a whole lot of people taking this exam. And I have, of course, my first cousin Maria. Hi Maria, if you're watching this video. I found her also on my my ancestry report, and it is accurate. You know, they nailed it, and they said, you know, this is who this person is, it's this much percentage, and it's extremely likely that you all are both related and are relatives at the moment. And so as they said, it is. So other than that, you know, I have pretty much nothing else to really say about my roots. I mean, as far as what surprised me, I thought I was always very Spanish. I never thought that there was any Italian or any Greek, for that fact, in my blood. There were other, you know, factors that did come into play, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now, as I mentioned, I'm gonna, you know, show you all, you know, the big difference in this structure that I found in the park that, you know, continues to kind of wow me. I mean, if you saw my last video, you would see that all of this was not as developed as it is now. Now there's greenery everywhere, more so than before. And on top of that, you know, it has gotten a lot more difficult to come in here. So if we can just look around a little bit, let's see, you see how it's arced there? The whole thing is arced that way. There's trees coming from the left and from the right, and they meet in the center, and they kind of just hold on to dear life by kind of, you know, putting their you know, kind of intertwining with one another. So I mean, the fact that none of these branches has fallen on me is quite amazing too. And yeah, I mean, we may hear a snap here and there, but for the most part, it looks pretty safe. This is the hard part where I kind of have to like do some weird, like, you know, acrobat stuff. And I feel like I'm part of a movie right now. And so I come here. That's what I'm talking about. I hope I don't cause the whole structure to fall. Alright, so we're back on our feet. There's spiders everywhere here and there, but I mean, nothing too terrible. Alright, so let me see if I can get a good picture of it from here. No, this doesn't do it justice. Alright, so we're out of the hard part already. Alright, so this is the entrance to the thing. You see all of that over there? That big thing right there? Yeah, that's part of it too. This right here, yeah, it's all meshed together. And that part over there is also part of it. So it's all of this, and then here's the entrance. So yeah, it is pretty impressive, whoever decided to create this. And as I said earlier, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you will all take ancestry tests as well. You make excellent gifts. And thank you, Ancestry.com, for all of your hard work. It's really appreciated. You have an excellent thing going. And you. Hey y'all, I have returned from my trip over at Indian Hammocks Park, and I realized that there was a percentage that I did not talk about in my video. It didn't appear in the original results, but it appeared on my more updated results, and that is because they update the results constantly with, you know, the new regions they tested. And basically the new results are stating that I have less than 1% of Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. That means that my DNA has a chance of being matched with Princess Diana's DNA, which is pretty nice as well.